Does anybody remember the Machine Wars? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And so do I. Machine Wars was a blink and you'll miss it toy line from the 90s. It was released and canned so fast that a lot of fans didn't even know of its existence until years had gone by and the internet became more of a thing. I discovered Machine Wars only by accident. I went into a KB Toys looking for Beast Wars figures, and to my surprise, I found vehicle Transformers again. Optimus Prime, Starscream, Soundwave! They were back! But it was weird. They looked different, which was fine, but something about the line's aesthetic just seemed off. The smaller toys were simple and posable, like their beastie contemporaries, but the larger toys seemed clunky and older, like G1. I didn't mind it, but it did seem strange. It wasn't until later that I discovered that this line was essentially a hastily thrown together bunch of repaints. No story, no show, no comic, nothing. So why would anyone do a masterpiece scale homage to this line's Optimus Prime? Because why the hell not? Fanshobby Machine Eagle is a repaint of a remold of an homage to a completely different figure, which is incredibly fitting for this toy. I don't have other versions of this mold, and I don't plan to get them, but I do love this one quite a bit. Lovingly replicating Machine Wars Prime's color scheme of navy blue, stark white, gray, red, and olive. The vehicle mode is a sturdy-looking futuristic tractor-trailer truck, complete with massive cannons, as all tractor-trailers sport. It's packed with really nice details, such as the Matrix-like design behind the windscreen, and the beautiful striped paint apps along the sides. The brighter colors of Machine Wars Prime are fun and inviting. It's a great reminder that we don't always have to have a G1 style to our Optimuses. His transformation is complex, but also intuitive. This is where you start to see the obvious connections to whom the original design was replicating. But the end result is definitely Machine Wars, mainly thanks to his chest panel. But I'm okay with that. I do wish this panel stayed on more securely, as it falls off if you breathe on it funny. But I can't argue with the results here. The look combined with the colors just feels powerful. Like this is an Optimus Prime that has come back for one more fight, and he's not messing around. I love the hand articulation, and again, the colors just pop so well here. I never thought I'd praise a toy for using such an ugly shade of green, but it looks so cool with the white. But what about that face, you ask? Or would if this was an interactive video? Well, like a lot of third-party figures, you can swap it out. I have to say, they did a fantastic job on the mouthplate sculpt. He looks awesome, even if it's a pain to switch them. And don't worry, the trailer does become a base, or a battle platform, or whatever. The official configuration is not that great. I will say they certainly tried to replicate the original, but thankfully you can configure it in other ways that at the very least make it more sturdy. Now, if this was the end for Machine Eagle, I'd say it made me happy. But given the origin of this mold, we actually get a little more with it. Like so many Primes of the past, he can now combine with his trailer to form a super mode. I didn't need this mode, but I don't hate that it's there. It elevates Machine Wars Prime into a powerhouse that he should be. He looks awesome wielding those gigantic cannons, and the articulation is pretty great for a combined mode. He can swap out the faceplates here too, and just bask in the obscure Machine Wars glory of that color scheme. I will say the chest panel is still annoying, and I don't like the crazy thin rod the super mode head is connected to. But other than that, this is a fun design. Machine Wars was one of those weird moments in Transformers history that I love when it's referenced, but I do understand why it's forgotten. Seeing this homage was a real thrill for me because I remember agonizing over buying the original figure the one time I saw it in store. I opted to buy a few smaller figures instead, and when I went back for it, it was gone. But I'm happy I have this now. I just wish he'd stop flashing me.